Sure. Thank you, Corey, for putting this together today. And welcome to the webinar, pre-recorded lessons for the asynchronous viewing. So Corey does a fantastic job of going over that. And then if you have any questions that I can assist you with after we get, Corey does her presentation, we can either do it during the webinar, or we could take it offline, whichever you prefer.
So today's session is pre-recorded lessons for asynchronous viewing. So what we're going to be talking about are a couple of different programs that you and your teachers can use to record their lessons and their webinars so that they can post it later so their students don't have to watch in real time. As you can see right now, we are actually recording our Google Meet and it will be posted to YouTube later. So that is one of the methods we will be talking about, but we're going to be talking about a few others as well. So one of the things that I want to start off with is thinking about equipment to consider. Now, we all have our laptops, or most of us have laptops, and they have built-in cameras, built-in microphones. So to get started, especially right now during this crisis, you don't need anything special. If you were going to try to make more professional quality videos, if you are going to be creating a fully virtual class and you want your sessions to be very top-notch quality videos, you will probably want to invest in a better webcam, higher quality microphones, all of those type of things. Additionally, the softwares we're going to look at today are all free, but there are a lot of paid softwares that have much more functionality. So again, today we're going to kind of look at that crisis, what can I do right now for my house? But we're also going to talk about the what can I do in the future if this is going to continue and I want to make it better. So what exactly is screen recording? Screen recording is a process where you are literally taking a video of your computer screen and also the audio. Now, depending on the video software you're using to record, you can use the audio from your computer or you can use the external audio such as a microphone. Now, Google Meet does not record the internal audio, it only records external. So if you were to listen to me talking right now, you can hear me through a microphone. But if I was to have a YouTube video on this slide, you would not hear the video because you can't hear the internal speaker. Now, other recording options do allow you to have that internal speaker as well. So that's another thing that you want to consider is the sound. Do you have videos that you're going to be talking over? Then you would want to make sure it records your screen sound. If you are just going to be talking over stagnant slides, such as I'm doing right now, you don't need to record the audio, just your microphone. So the first one we're going to look at is Google Meet because that's what we are personally using right now. And Google Meet has the record function. It's normally part of the premium Google Meet and the premium G Suite accounts. However, right now it is included for free because of the COVID-19. Google has waived the fee, made it available to everyone. So what you would do is in the record, when you are in Google Meet, you will see the menu on the bottom of your Meet. And it's right next to where you have your mute and your camera. You'll see an option that has 3 dots. And when you click that menu for the 3 dots, you will see the option that says record. Now, as you can see in my sample picture here, you will notice that it has a picture of my letter C because my webcam was not turned on when I took that video. If I was to turn my webcam on right now, you will see me on the right of your screen next to the large slide. So when the recording is going on, you can see the teacher and the slide at the same time. Depending on your comfort level, depending on how your students are going to react, it is a beneficial thing to have the video of you speaking while you are presenting. Unless you're like me and you talk with your hands a lot, then you might want to turn the camera off so people don't just see your hands moving crazy. So the next option is just like in Google Meet, you can record in Zoom. So in Zoom, it is on the bottom menu, and it's just that round button that says record. Now you'll notice there is an arrow option because there's 2 places to save the file. So you can select to save it locally or save it to the cloud. If you are on a free Zoom account, you can only save it locally. If you are on a paid Zoom account, you can save it to the cloud. It is, again, that's a personal choice. So which way you'd record it is going to be up to you. Now, when you are recording in Zoom, it will record exactly what you're showing. So if you have, for example, the Brady Bunch grid of faces, it's going to record the grid of faces. If you're sharing your screen, it will record the screen. The reason this is beneficial is because if you just enter the Zoom chat by yourself, you don't invite anyone in, you can do a screen record, just have your video, have your screen, and that's it. So again, that is just one of those free options that you don't need anything special for. You just share your screen, hit record, and that's it. So Microsoft Teams also has the option to record. I will say with Microsoft Teams recording, though, there is a downside. It only streams in the cloud, and only people that were invited to the original meeting can see that recording. So unfortunately, Microsoft Teams is not going to be the best option for recording in advance for your students. But if you were doing a webinar in Microsoft Teams and you want your students to be able to refer back to it later, it is an option that's available. So Flipgrid is one of my favorite resources that I've been talking about during all of these webinars because it is 100% free and they love to listen to teacher feedback. So one teacher feedback was screen recording. And as you will notice in the GIF on the slide, screen recording is now an option. And what happens is you click the three-dot menu right next to the record button and you just select screen record. Now, the downside is you cannot screen record and have your face at the same time. There is some slight video editing functionality, so you can cut and paste inside, so you can kind of blend multiple videos together, but it is not the most filled recording software. So now Smart Recorder. If you have Smart Notebook on your computer, you have Smart Recorder. It is not built into the Smart Notebook software, though. It is part of the driver system. So it installs with it installs with Smart Notebook, but you're going to find it in your menu. It's not going to be in Notebook. So what happens is I have two different screenshots on this slide. One is of the PC and one is of the Mac, because you're going to notice they do have different menu options. They do the same functionality, it's just Smart Recorder is not web-based, so the software does look different depending on which program you're using. When you are using it in a PC, there is a pull-down menu on the record option, and that's where you could select a window, the area, or your desktop. In a Mac, it will actually just have the menu right there available for you to look at. You can record anything. It doesn't have to be a notebook. So using the Smart Recorder, you can record a website, you can record a PowerPoint, you can record a Google page. So even though it is part of the smart drivers, it is not smart specific. Screencastify is a free screencasting software. It is an extension for Chrome. And if you look at my browser, you'll notice I installed it. It's this little arrow on the top. Just because it's built into the browser, it doesn't have to function in the browser though. So you can still screencast your entire screen, not just a website. So you can, again, do Smart Notebook, do PowerPoint, Word documents, anything that you have on your computer screen, you can record. The nice thing about Screencastify is this capture and keep attention. As you will notice in this screenshot, it actually highlights the arrow in the video. So whereas right now I'm moving my arrow around and you can't really find it easily unless I like wiggle it or draw your attention to it, the annotation tool will put that little highlight around it so that it's easy to spot in the video. If you are trying to make a tutorial for your students and say this is how you do something, it's really important that they could follow step by step what you're doing. The other nice thing about Screencastify is it gives you options of where to save your file. You can save it to Google Drive, you can save it to YouTube, or you can download it to your personal computer. We are also going to be talking about YouTube in a few minutes because there are options with that on how to safely upload videos for use by all your students, along with Google Drive, because they're actually very similar, but there are pros and cons to each Google Drive and YouTube. So Screencastomatic is another one that has basic editing functions in the free version, a lot of functions in the premium version. The free version is all you really need to screencast. If you want to do something with green screening and, for example, change your background on your video, then you're going to need those premium features. When you download Screencastomatic, it's going to give you this little menu right here. It will actually just be this. It's a black bar with a dotted line. And you can choose what part of your screen to record. And then you could also choose if you want your webcam to be turned on or off. So again, this allows you to put yourself in the video along with your screen. So we're going to talk about uploading to YouTube. And the reason I want to talk about uploading to YouTube is because it is very possible that you're going to want to upload the videos so that anyone can see them. Google Drive allows you to do this as well. However, with Google Drive, some products can't view the video. I know that sounds kind of weird, but Google Drive videos don't always play on cell phones very easily. They don't always play on iPads very easily. YouTube videos will play on any device. So that's what I mean when I say the pros and cons. A lot of people, especially schools, do prefer to keep it in Google Drive versus YouTube because in Google Drive, you have the file stays on the school server, it stays on the school's cloud. On YouTube, it is on the live cloud. However, you can set the video to private. So just like with any other Google Doc, if it's in Google Drive, it could be a personal file, it could be anyone with the link, it could be anyone on your domain, or it could be shared to specific people. In YouTube, you're only given 3 options: public, unlisted, and private. So what that means is public is basically when you go on YouTube and you're bored and you search up a video. Those are public videos. Anyone can search them, anyone can find them. If you set it to unlisted, only people with the link can find it. For example, all of our webinars are listed as unlisted. So if you go to the Visual Sound website, you'll see the link to our videos and you can watch them. But you can't access them directly through YouTube. You have to go through our website to see the video. So that's kind of what that unlisted does. It allows you as the teacher to share it to your students via email, share it to your students via Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, but it keeps it off of the search engine. When you set it to private, they actually have to be logged in and have permission to view the video. So if you set it to private, and for example, if I, Freed at visualsound.com, share the video to Tina, who is tbailey at visualsound.com, Tina's the only one that can view that video. If she tries to send it to the other people in this webinar, they would just get an error message that the video does not exist because only Tina's email address is listed as approved to view the video. Now, again, if it was listed as unlisted, Tina can forward it to whoever she wants. So once you share that link with someone, they can post it on social media. They could do whatever they want with that link, and anyone who has the link can see it. The only difference between public and unlisted is it doesn't show up in the search engines. So I did forget one thing on the slideshow, so I'm going to take you out of this right now and show you PowerPoint, because it's really good to know that PowerPoint also has its own built-in screen sharing. So what we're going to do is I am going to just share a different screen with you. And right now you are looking, or in a second, because it's still loading. So right now you are looking at PowerPoint. I just opened up a template PowerPoint. This isn't any specific slideshow. When you click slideshow, you will see that you have an option that says record the slideshow. When you pull it down, you could record from the beginning or from the current slide. I click record from beginning and it opens up and you can see my video is in there as well. And when I hit record, what it's going to do is it counts down and it's going to start recording. And I could say, hi kids, how you doing today? We're going to talk about PowerPoint. We're going to move on through the slideshow. You obviously again see me in the corner. When I hit stop, that video is now done and it's going to save to my computer. So that is how the built-in camera on PowerPoint works. So I've talked about a couple of programs. I didn't go into too much like sharing how to use the programs, but if you have a specific one that you want me to go into more depth, please let me know which one, because there are a lot of options, and to go through the how-to for each one would have taken more than the original half hour. So I wanted to give you those options of what is available and what is free, and then answer the questions and go into more detail about the specific recorders you're interested in. Feel free to come off of mute or type it in the chat box if you don't want to come off of mute. All right, so since we don't have a very talkative crowd today, I'm going to just show you Screencastify. So again, it's this option in the corner. It has to be installed onto your browser through the Chrome store. And what's going to happen is when the menu opens, you will have the option for the browser tab, the desktop, or the webcam only. You'll notice that the microphone is already picking up my voice. If I was to mute the microphone, it will only pick up the embedded sound. It will not pick up my voice. This is also a good thing if you want to show your students something and kind of be annotating over it, but you don't actually want to be speaking. If you shut your microphone off, it will prevent from picking up all those other sounds. For example, you might have heard my dog bark once or twice while I've been talking. So if you don't need to be talking when you're recording, just mute the microphone and you don't have to worry about it picking up background noise either. So I have it set to have the microphone on and embed my webcam on the desktop. Showing more options, I like to have that 3-second countdown. So what's going to happen is when I hit record, it gives me 3 seconds. So if I was recording my desktop, I can close out, minimize the website in those 3 seconds, and you'll notice it's actually my back camera, so it's looking at my teddy bear right now. But I would be able to have those 3 seconds to hit that option. And now it's actually recording my second screen because I hit the wrong screen. But then I'm going to hit the stop sharing, and it's going to come off, and it saves it. So let me bring this back to the correct screen. It saves it as a file, and you'll see that was my second screen. So it has the Meet open and the schedule, and it gives you the option to share directly to Google Classroom, publish it to YouTube, or get an embedded code. If it automatically goes to your Google Drive, so you get that shareable link right away. You can change the title as well. And Screencastomatic is a nice one. It's kind of weird though, because it requires you to go through the website, but it does download a program to your computer. So when you click the start recording for free, you're going to see it says launch free recorder. But what's a little strange is that free recorder does download to your computer. And you can see it says download starts. You can't actually open that web launch recorder the next time. You do have to go through the website to record it. Now, Screencastomatic is nice because, again, it annotates on your mouse, so you can see the arrow. You won't see it when you're recording, but you'll see it in the playback. So that's the nice thing about Screencastomatic. Again, the free version of it is fine for what we're doing right now. There's no special functions. There's not really a learning curve because you literally hit record and then you hit end when you're done. So that is how easy Screencastomatic is. If we were to now go for Smart, when I go into my menu, I start typing in Smart, and you will see Smart Recorder is one of the programs that was downloaded. So again, it is not part of Smart Notebook. It is part of the driver set, but it is Smart. On my PC, as I mentioned, I get that down pull arrow, and it lets me either record the whole desktop, record an area of the desktop, or record a window. I recommend, if you are doing something for your students, do the record a window, because then you can go just to a specific browser or a specific program, and you're not going to get all that extra stuff. So if you notice on my computer right now, you see my recycle bin, you see my little image that I've been playing with in Photoshop, the stuff I have saved on my desktop. If I had it set to just record a window, all you would see is that window, which is what I normally do in these webinars. So if I was to stop presenting my desktop and go back to the specific window, this way you can see what the difference is. So when I present just the window, you are only seeing this one program. You are seeing the top, so you are seeing the URL, but that's all you're seeing. You're not seeing every other program on my computer. You're not seeing if I get an email notification. Those are the type of things that you sometimes forget about until all of a sudden those notifications start popping up in the bottom right of your screen and it distracts from the video. So I know that we went through a lot of stuff and I know that we have a very small audience today, but if you have any questions, again, feel free to type them in the chat box or come off of mute. We really appreciate your time and I hope you got some good stuff out of this. Again, if you want to see a specific program or have questions about the specific recording softwares, please feel free to ask. If you're interested in the microphones and better cameras, Tina is here and she could talk to you about some of the options that Visual Sound has for that.
You know, we did put together, because of this COVID thing, we did put together some packages. If you had any interest in that, I'm certainly willing to send those over to you in email. Just let me know if there's something that interests you, but we appreciate you taking the time today to join this, free webinar that Corey has, put together for everyone. And we hope that it was beneficial to you and your time.
Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to end the recording.